collecting is in so many awesome categories to fulfill your particular interest or just about any interest that anybody might have. One of the most interesting topics for me, though, is early airmail. Now, you might think that early airmail would be expensive, an expensive area of collecting, and you're right, it can be. But actually, there's a lot of cool material out there for people who don't have much of a budget to spend, which is me. So this is the cover I'm going to be telling you about, and as I'm talking to you about it, I will be showing you close-ups of the different features on that cover. It is a very historic cover. So this is a first flight airmail cover from May 20th, 1939 to be exact. It was not just a first flight cover, but a transatlantic first flight cover. Today one might think transatlantic flight as being very common and taken for granted, and indeed it is. But at the time of this cover, transatlantic and transpacific crossings for the mail was really in its infancy. So let's take a look at this cover in particular. It bears 3 United States stamps, one including my favorite, the bicolor blue and red 6-cent stamp. With the red eagle, this stamp is a striking design. I mean, it's really, really beautiful and very patriotic. Next to that is an issue that was released for Trans-Pacific use, but it was used here nonetheless. And this 20-cent green features the airplane named the Yankee Clipper. According to Wikipedia, the Boeing 314 Clipper was an American long-range flying boat produced by Boeing from 1938 to 1941. One of the largest aircraft of its time, it had a range to cross the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. And for its wing, Boeing reused the design from the earlier XB-15 bomber prototype. Now also on the cover is a 4-cent stamp that is just a regular issue postage stamp, not particularly for airmail. They used it here to make up the amount required to send this to France, actually, is where it went to. So that would have been 26 cents. That would have been 30 cents. A lot at the time, really. So on May 20th, 1939, the U.S. Postal Service office inaugurated its official transatlantic mail service to Europe. Now this date is on the cover, cover's cancellation in New York, and the reverse has a cancellation to the letters destination, and the cancellation reads Marseille, Gare Avion, and then a whole string of numbers and letters with a small portion that is illegible. But the cachet on the front looks great in dark blue with the Yankee Clipper in flight and the Statue of Liberty in the background, and it reads, United States of America, first flight, FAM 18 Transatlantic Airmail Service. Then across the bottom of it, the Transatlantic Airmail Service logo strip across the bottom in darker blue than the cachet gives the cover a very historic look, as indeed it is a very historic cover, marking a remarkable event in aviation history and mail history and communications history. Now, I wish the content of the letter was still here, but people tended to save the envelopes and trash the letters oftentimes in the proverbial circular file. And I wonder how many of those letters sent on May 20th, 1939 are still even in existence. There is at least one, and I found the content on a really cool site named Letters of Note. Now, if you've never been to that site, you must visit it, Letters of Note. They publish all manner of historic, unique, and sometimes common communications when letters and postcards truly were the only social media available to us. Now, the letter reads as follows, very brief. It says, dated May 20th, 1939, My dear Elsie, just a hurried line before I start. This letter will travel with me in the official mailbag, the first mail to be carried over the Atlantic. Love to all, your loving brother, Jack. So he was marking that historic event. And it's a simple note that would earmark the day that it was sent as a most special event in communications history. However, this was not really the first mail to cross the Atlantic, but it is the first mail to cross the Atlantic in a service of the United States Post Office. As early as 1919, individual pilots had carried mail across the Atlantic, and in the early 1930s, German and French airlines started airmail service across the South Atlantic between West Africa and Brazil. This was, however, the first postal service mail to cross that great expanse. Now, I said in the beginning that there are many items out there that are affordable to the average collector on a small budget, and mine is a very small budget, especially since in their divine decision that YouTube demonetized all my videos, my budget was cut in half. My whole living budget was cut in half. But they don't care, do they? No. This cover, though, for example, cost me only $7.99, and I found it on a site called Hip Stamps in a shop named Cal's Friends. Hip Stamps is a great place to shop for stamps and for covers, not only in the United States but worldwide. And they have incredible a variety of stamps to choose from, and again, whatever topic you would be interested in. So if you love to collect stamps and you've never visited Hip Stamps, check it out, and don't forget to check out Cal's, C-A-L apostrophe S, and Friends. It's a great shop. So this is just a short video today. I hope that you enjoyed hearing the story of this really cool cover that I was really pleased to add to my collection, and to add it at an affordable price. So that's what I got for you today. See you all again real soon, God willing, and I send much love to each and every one of you out there. I care about you a lot.